Well, family, Operation Doula started as a South African anti-migrant pressure group and political party founded in 2021. What they were supposed to do was kick against the influx of immigrants into their country, into South Africa. But right now, it has gone beyond control. It has gone beyond what we imagined. Now we're talking about foreigners. You're kicking against immigrants and foreigners. It shouldn't be your own brothers and sisters, I think. Yes, we know that things can happen in our countries, and then we see some Nigerians leave Nigeria in search of greener pasture elsewhere, Ghana, Algeria, wherever. But then when you see your brother stand against you, beat you, fight you, kick you, do all manner of things, right now it's as though the line is drawn. No one wants to hear anything anymore. The line is drawn, and then it's all about fighting, brothers turned against themselves. Africans against Africans. And sadly, that seems to be the case in South Africa currently. Because South Africans are now chasing African migrants. Now, if this was equal, if they were chasing white, the problem of South Africa goes way beyond black Africans. We have white South Africans. We have white immigrants in South Africa. We have Asians. We have Chinese businesses. We have those, especially the Chinese, that have left their own country, migrated from their country to African countries. But this operation did not see them as foreigners. Instead, it focused on black migrants. Now, I understand from their own perspective, the South Africans, that Africans are coming to their country. They are choking the system. The economy is not in a good frame right now. It's what we have is not enough to even cater for our own needs. Unemployment has gone beyond normal. Unemployment, local frustration, the slow pace of economic improvement or development were some of the reasons they started these xenophobic attacks. Now, family, we know that. And at some point, we need to blame our African countries and our African leaders. What do I mean by that? I know as Africans, well, whoever you are, wherever you are in the world, you might want to just leave where you are, migrate to another country. It's fine. But when it becomes a norm, when it becomes something that happens on a daily, then we need to check what is wrong with our systems, with our countries, with our African leaders. Now, most especially with our African leaders, we have citizens of other countries migrating to other countries because they feel they'll be safe, secure, financially, economically, every aspect. People are scared for their lives in Nigeria, so people leave Nigeria to other countries. People are scared for their lives in Ghana. People just migrate. People want better lives for themselves. Now, why does this happen? It's due to the poor governance and poor leadership. Trust me, if Nigeria is a good place, nobody would want to leave. You live in Nigeria would be that you just want to experience a life in the United States or any other country. But then our African leaders are not making our countries palatable, livable. The economy is something else. And then you expect those people to remain in there. No, they would want to go to where they feel they would earn a living, do something good for themselves. Everyone wants to feel fulfilled. I know you get what I'm trying to say. So the root cause of this, we would say, is the unstable, unfit, and corrupted leaders we have in Africa as a whole. Not just South Africa, not just Nigeria, not just Ghana. And then we have some people that would still migrate no matter the problem. Because let's just rule out that point that if our countries and our leaders were actually doing well, we wouldn't have most of these people migrating to other countries. Now, I saw this video and I came to the conclusion that it's way beyond what we are doing as Africans. It's now someone behind the scene watching all this unfold, and they're actually happy about it. Because how would Africans rise up against Africans? All because of, well, family, let's watch the video.
80% of our land in South Africa is white owned. We're basically fit. I'm a parent, dog. Every bastard. I'm a parent in our own country. We're begging, man. And who's our enemy? I like that statement. I feel like a white man made that statement. A white man coined that term. A white man caused the divisions between us as black people. And they're winning, man. Because as long as we are divided as Africans, the longer the white man gets to stay in power, the more wealth the white man gets to accrue. The richer and richer they get, the poorer and poorer we get. Doesn't help we fight amongst each other and fit to say, this guy from Zimbabwe is doing what. When that guy also ain't got shit, man. That guy also ain't got shit. That guy from Burundi you're hating on, he ain't got shit, man. The person you should be hating on is the guy sitting there in some lavish estate. That white guy who owns, like, Fetu in your hometown alone, owns like 60% of all the shops. That's your problem, man. If we want to talk about foreigners coming into our country and taking our jobs, you got to ask yourself the question, who's hiring them? Who's hiring them, honestly?
So many people said Africans were involved in this. Africans were involved in the freedom of South Africa from the hands of the colonial masters, from their oppressors. Nigeria was part of it. We have so many countries that were part of it. They were involved. They used their money, their land, their soldiers, and they also suffered violent retaliation. So yes, African countries were involved in the freedom of South Africa. But does that mean we should pressure them? Yes, we understand that. But right now, it looks as though countries are turning against countries. Look at what happened in South Africa. Now, we got a report that 2 Nigerians were unalived in South Africa. Yes. Shops closed. Now, some of the country nationals affected by this, I'm going to list them, are Somali, Ethiopia, Mozambique, Malawi, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Ghana, Nigeria. All of those countries are being affected right now, the nationals. Now, imagine Nigerians stand up to say that we don't want you here in Nigeria, South Africans, leave our country. Because honestly, let's be factual. Ghana is doing that right now. Because of what they did to their own national or their own person, some Ghanaians stood up to say that South Africans should leave Ghana. That's not all. Some Nigerians, 2 Nigerians were unalived in this. Shops shut down. I mean, this is not the way to go about it. You know, this is what is happening. There are other ways, other measures. But then again, rising up, I just feel that there is a foreign actor in all this. There is someone behind the scene, right? Someone behind the scene just watching all this unfold. Brothers against brothers, Africans against Africans. Because let's be honest, no one wants Africa to unite. No one wants to see the power we wield. They know what we can do as Africans if we come together as one. So they wouldn't allow it. And that is why they keep pushing. They keep pushing in any way possible to tear down Africans. And the funny thing is, they have other foreign nationals, but I'm wondering why they are focused on Africans. And there are other ways to go about this, like I said earlier. Look at what President Donald Trump is doing. He doesn't want immigrants. And then he told them to leave his country or he deports you. You can't do that. I mean, you know, you do not have enough resources. Go to your government. Talk to your government. Not resorting to unaliving your own brothers, beating them as though they are animals. And then again, our African leaders need to make African countries stable, livable for the poorest of the poor. So family, what do you have to say about this? What do you think? Do you think this just started because South Africans are tired of the black immigrants? Yeah, they said so. And the funny thing is the president is actually kind of quiet about it. I'm not sure we've heard anything from him. Why he just spoke, we need actions, not just words, because actions speak louder than words. Do you think this is a plan? Or they just stood up because they're tired? Comment what you think about this and do not forget to share, like, subscribe and turn on your notification button. My name is Lynient Akotonou. Thank you for watching. And please download the Africa Diaspora News